Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do Kuta software calculus differentiation using trig functions. First, let's review some rules. Derivative of sine x is cosine x. Derivative of cosine x is negative sine x. Derivative of tangent x is secant square x. Derivative of secant x is secant x tangent x. And derivative of cosecant x is negative cosecant x cotangent x. I also have 3 other videos reviewing chain rule, product rule, and quotient rule. Please watch those. All right, in number 1, we have sine of 2x cubed. There is really an implied parenthesis there, so we will use chain rule. Derivative of f is, so derivative of sine is cosine. Inner function stays the same. Chain rule says to multiply by the derivative of inner function. So using power rule, 2 times 3 is 6x. Reduced to 3 by 1. There should be a prime here, which is not showing. Write the 6x squared first just to clean it up. Cosine 2x cubed. Let's try number 2, but we'll start over here to give ourselves room. So, derivative of tangent is secant square. Inner function stays the same, 5x cubed. Chain rule says to multiply by the derivative of the inner function. So, power rule is 15x squared. So, rewriting it, put the 15x squared first, and then secant square 5x cubed. Try number 3. Derivative of secant is secant. Inner function stays the same. Tangent. Inner function stays the same. Secant tangent and chain rule multiply by the derivative of the inner function. That'll be 20x to the 4th. Rewriting it, write the 20x to the 4th in front, and then secant 4x to the 5th, tangent 4x to the 5th. Try number 4. Derivative of cosecant is negative cosecant. Leave your inner function the same. Cotangent and chain rule multiply by the derivative of inner function, 25x to the 4th. And we just have to put that in front. If you have a negative, you always write the negative first. And 25x to the 4th. Cosecant 5x to the 5th, cotangent 5x to the 5th. Let's try number 5. Number 5 is a product rule. So you have function f times function g. I'm going to review it real quick here. Derivative of a product would be the first function times derivative of the second, plus second function times derivative of the first. So in this case, first function is 2x to the 5th plus 3 times derivative of the second function. So derivative of cosine is negative sine x squared. And chain rule, derivative of x squared is 2x. So I'm done with the first term. Plus the second term, g is cosine x squared, times derivative of the first function, which would be 10x to the 4th. So simplifying, it looks like in both terms they have 2x in common somewhere in there. So we can factor out the 2x. So from the first term, there's still a negative sign, and I'll put the 2x to the 5th. I would distribute the sine square x to here. So 2x to the 5th, sine x squared, and then, so I'm distributing it here and here. So minus 3 sine x squared. So I'm done with that first term. And the second term, since I factored out 2x from 10x to the 4th, I still have 5x cubed cosine x squared. That was a long one. Okay. I don't have room to do number 6, so let's go do number 7. Number 7 is not product rule. It looks like it, but it's not. It's actually power rule. So this is chain rule 3 deep. We always do the power rule first if there is a power. So deriving the power, we have 3 in a function is sine x to the 5th. Whoops, you got to remember to reduce the power by 1. So it's 3x squared x to the 5th. Second layer deep is the sine. Derivative of sine is cosine. Inner function stays the same. Finally, the inner layer is derivative of x to the 5th is 5x to the 4th. Simplifying. Multiplying the 3 and the 5, I have 15 x to the 4th, and then sine square x to the 5th, cosine x to the 5th. Let's try number 8. Derivative of cosine is negative sine. Inner function stays the same. And then chain rule, derive inner function. So this whole thing is the inner function. I have to do the power first. So 2, negative 3x squared plus 2. Reduce the power by 1, so it's just 1. And still, times the derivative of that inner function would be negative 6x. So simplifying that, you have a negative times a negative, so it's positive, and 2 times 6 is 12. That x, and then we can write the sine inner function, negative 3x squared plus 2 squared times the negative 3x squared plus 2. This 2 and this negative 6 were already multiplied and taken care of in front. So that is all for today. So please check out my other videos on chain rule, product rule, and quotient rule. If you have any questions or would like to watch another video on a different math topic, please leave a comment.